Hey man, we gotta get that changed. Got that class start at 7:30, but gotta get that changed though. But shalom, 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 peace and grease to my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another end of the week Sabbath class. I'm your brother Ananias.
Brother Ezekiel.
And we are A.O.I, the Awakening of Israel. And as always, it's an honor and privilege to come before you each and every week to give you another edifying and uplifting class. With hopes and regards of teaching you something that you didn't know yesterday so that you can make change in your life and in your nation. But before we always get started, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being his son, who the world calls Christ in the Paleo Hebrew. But through his strength, sacrifice, and example, we are all able to be here today to be uplifted and edified in the spirit. So all praise to the Most High for that. We appreciate you brothers and sisters who tuning in tonight and those who will tune in later on, Lord willing. You know, just want to give a shout out to you brothers and sisters in this truth who continue to endure regardless of what comes your way. That's something that we must continue to endure or understand that in this walk, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So when running a marathon, if you know anything about that sport, it's long, but you have to be patient and you have to be built up. You know what I'm saying? Along the way, your body gonna get tired. You're gonna have aches and pains. Things ain't gonna always go your way. But in this walk, in this truth, we got to continue to endure day in and day out. You know, stay strong regardless what comes your way, and whatever comes your way, as the Lord says, we got to take it cheerfully. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. Job understood that, and our prophets understood that. So in the latter times, we, as Israelites who are waking up in these last days, we must understand that as well. But nonetheless, we appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Happy Sabbath to my brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's class is going to be called To Us Belongeth Confusion of Faces. To us belongeth confusion of faces. All right. Now, this is a topic that some of us may know about and may not have, but our goal and our duty is to shed light on giving understanding in the scriptures day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? So today's class is no different. Once again, the class is called To Us Belongeth Confusion of Faces. Appreciate you brothers and sisters tuning in as always. But make sure that you're following along and taking notes. All right. We're going to start off with the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 12. Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 12.
All right.
We're going to read 12 and 13.
All right. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31 and verse 12. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law. Verse 13.
So the thing that we wanted to get from that is that we start off by Moses saying, gather the people together. Gather our brothers and sisters together to let them know that they may learn how to fear the Lord and how to observe to do all the words of his law. Read on.
Verse 13. And gather their children, which have not known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it.
So it was like gather the people together so that they can learn, so that they may understand and learn and understand how to fear the Lord, and to teach the children that don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we must do in these last days, because we as adults, we have woken up to this understanding, to this truth, but our kids up under us, most of them, they don't have any understanding as to what's going on. They haven't been out there in the world to make the mistakes that we made. They don't understand how without guidance, they will continue to make chaotic decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't had a chance to go out there and be in the world yet. But we have an experience on both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? We've been out there in the world. We grew up celebrating all of the pagan holidays. the birthdays. You know what I'm saying? We understood growing up and having kids as adults, trying to fulfill and teach those or continue to push those lies that were pushed on us. But then we were stopped in our tracks and then had the cobwebs removed from our eyes so that we can see and understand. Now we understand and how to teach them how to avoid the pitfalls that lay before them that the enemy has set. You know. So from there, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. And we're gonna start at verse 1.
Okay.
Deuteronomy
Book of,
32. And it's gonna be quite a bit of reading on this one. We're gonna read out damn near the whole chapter.
okay.
So read that best you can, you know.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 1. Give ear, O ye, O ye heavens, and I will speak and hear. O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as showers upon the grass. Verse 3. But I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God.
This is Moses talking to the children of Israel. Read.
Verse 4. He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a God of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he.
His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. We need to keep that in mind too as repentant Israelites. Striving to enduring this truth, the things that we go through, we need to understand that all the ways of the Lord are judgments. Our God, he is a God of truth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is a God of truth without iniquity, without sin. Just and right is he. Read.
They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation.
Now, this is Moses getting on the Israelites, getting on our brothers and sisters, getting on us, telling us how we have corrupted ourselves. Read.
Do ye thus re- requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that hath brought thee? Have he not made thee and established thee?
He
Remember,
asking us a question. What are we doing? Being foolish, unwise. Is he not our heavenly Father that made us? Read.
remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
So the Lord is telling us to remember the days of old. Remember, not forget. Remember the days of old. Consider all the day or all the many generations, not just ours, not just yours. Remember all the many generations, starting all the way from Adam, all the foolishness that was in the beginning that had happened or transpired since then. Read.
Verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, he separated the cattle, set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
You see that? The Lord divided all nations and gave them their own land to dwell in. He even gave us our own land. But we don't know where our land is today. You know what I'm saying? As a majority of people, we don't know that we're a nation nor where we come from. But the Most High divided to the nations, including us, their inheritance when he separated the sons of Adam. So everybody come out of Adam and everybody got their own landmass that they were living in. All right. And he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. You see how everything operates and is dealing with us as a nation? Read on.
Verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Read that one more time, King.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
He ain't saying all people are his inheritance, that he love all people. Nah, he's being very specific right there. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, is his people. Read.
He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye.
See that? That's just like us when we came out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? He found us howling. Well, not howling, but yeah, we were crying out to the Most High. He led us out of there through the instruction of Moses, and he kept us as the apple of his eye. He protected us. Read.
As an eagle stirred up her nest, fluttered over her young, spread abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings.
See,
So
they're
the
taking care of us, spreading the wings to keep us covered, just like the eggs in an eagle nest. Read.
so the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him.
That him is talking about Jacob, the nation of Israel. Read.
He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the field, and he made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock.
See that he made us to sit and ride on the high places of the earth. We were the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, we were on top, not the bottom. We were on top. Everybody feared us. We were in rulership. Read on.
Verse 14. Butter of uh butter of kin and milk of sheep. Excuse me. Butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lamb and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat, and thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape.
So we talking about we ate good, we drunk good. Read.
But Jeshurun waxed fat, and kick thou art waxen fat. Thou art grown thick, that are covered with fatness, that he forsook God which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation.
Jezreel is another name for Jerusalem. We ate good, we got start feeling ourselves basically. Ate good and we kicked. Said we ate good, we waxing fat, that are grown thick. And then it said you forsook God, which made him. That's what we did. We ate good, we got gold and riches. Everybody had respect for us. We had fame, glory. And then we forgot about the Most High. We started thinking that we did this. Just as some of our people do today when they make it to a certain level of success, start making a little money. They forget about the Most High or forget about the lowly places that they came from. You know, read on.
Okay, they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoked they him to anger.
And we still doing that today. But we provoke the Most High to anger, to jealousy, worshiping and bowing down and serving other gods. And that was the first commandment that he told us not to do, not to make, nor to bow down or serve other gods. Nothing made by man's hands, nothing that's in the sky, nothing on the earth below, nothing walking around.
Hey,
But we
bro,
did that anyway. Go ahead, King.
an example of that is what just happened a few days ago on the 25th.
Right.
Right.
Celebrating Santa and white Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
elves and snowmen. And it was so wicked out there, I couldn't even understand it. You know, they'll say it's Christ's birthday, but it's a white version. You know what I'm saying? Joseph and Mary and Christ in the manger. They white. Then on top of it, you got Santa. You got reindeer. I didn't see anywhere they got roosters out there with Santa hats on. Uh, and pigs, bears, Mickey Mouse, all of these. It don't even make sense no more to the lie of the story they telling. It don't even make sense anymore.
Right.
But anyway, let's keep reading. Verse 17.
They sacrifice unto devils, not to gods whom they knew not, to new gods they came newly up, that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Just like the brother was bringing out. New guys. We start sacrificing on the devil. We sacrificing Thanksgiving dinner to Columbus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For pilgrims. Turkey and ham for Saint Nick. start sacrificing unto devils, whom my fathers feared not. Read.
Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee.
So we done forgot about the Most High. Read.
Right. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and his daughters.
The Most High started to hate us for that. Read.
And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. They
You
have
see that right there? That's powerful when you listen to that. I mean, imagine a father that said he began to have a hatred building up toward what he created. A father that began to build up a hatred toward what he had put his hand to make. And he said, I will hide my face. He said, well, since you don't believe and since you want to follow and do everything somebody else telling you, I'm going to hide my face from them. And I'm going to see what their end should be. Whether they are a very forward generation in children in whom there is no faith. And that's exactly what's going on today. You know, it's so easy for our people to be turned this way, that way, you know, and believe in that, but they ain't trusting in the Most High. They ain't taking a covering or refuge in the Most High. They going everywhere else, trying to find shelter, trying to find help, peace. He ain't got no faith in the Most High. That's why he hiding his face from him, you know?
hey,
You know?
right.
Yeah, King.
Like you said, he hiding his face from us, and you can see that every day. Every
Man.
day, wake up and go outside to your neighborhood. You turn on your local news, you see how the Lord is hiding his face from us.
Mm-hmm.
And not just in the United States, that's across the globe. Hiding his face meaning letting us go through hell, letting us suffer at a high as a nation. But you got
Right. Read verse 21.
verse 21. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
You hear that right there. Just think about that. That's the Most High speaking. Just think about if that was your actual father, which he is, but your biological, your earthly father speaking to you, saying, they moved me to jealousy and they out there worshiping and following behind somebody that ain't their father. They have provoked me to anger with the things that they think is important. You know, they don't think what I got to say is important, is relevant, is going to help them or be beneficial to them. They want to follow the ways of this world, follow everybody else but the one who actually cares for them, that want to see them succeed. They want them to be great. If that's the case, I'm going to make them jealous with another people. And I'm going to provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. That's just like a father. He said, you know what? You don't respect me. You don't want to deal with me. I'm going to go over here and move with this family. And then them children are going to be mad. Why he ain't dealing with us? Look how he dealing with them. Look how they got all this, got all that. Said, I'm going to provoke them with a foolish nation. Now we on the bottom looking at our enemies, looking at the weak man, the base man, ruling over us, and we thinking the Lord dealing with him. And we provoke the anger. Every time we see them riding in the nice car, living in the big house, we asking, why us? Why it ain't happening to us, Lord? You know? He said, with a foolish nation. Let
Verse
me get a
20.
precept on that right quick.
Yes, sir.
Go to the book of Job, chapter 30. Let me see. Because he talked about Esau right there. He said, let me see. This is the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 4. It says, I'm starting at 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them after a chief, to dwell in the cliffs of valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were violent in all the earth. This is talking about Esau. This is what Job was talking about in the book of Job. Talking about Esau, how they was living in the clefts of the rock. How they were children of fools, children of base men. That's what the Lord was talking about right there. I will provoke them to jealousy by a foolish nation. We living our lives jealous and we looking up to a foolish nation, trying to get them to give us handouts, trying to get them to let us just be civil, to live a life. You know what I'm saying? But read on though, verse 22.
Verse 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountain.
Now this is future prophecy. That's things that's gonna happen in the future that hasn't happened yet. But we pissed the Lord off. Read.
Verse 23. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spend my arrows upon them. They shall be
Talking about
burnt.
them curses that the Lord put upon us. That's the mischiefs. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spend my arrows upon them. Read.
They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust.
You see that? Read on.
Verse 25. The sword without the sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also with the man of gray hair.
Lord said he gonna put that belt on us all. The young, the old, the men, the women, the kids. He gonna put that sword, put terror on us, beast on us. Read.
And he said a teeth of beast. And you think
Right.
about that, like when you watch Django, back when during that time they'll sick the dog on the slave, let the dog eat the slave, all the way up to during the civil rights movement when they would let the dogs attack the men and the women, bite them in the groin. I've never heard stories about the dog biting women's breasts off, even up until now when they have your handcuffs and they still let the canine dog attack you while you're in handcuffs on camera in this day and age.
Right.
Going to
They
show,
was even doing it during the Roman Colosseum. They had the lions in there,
right? Okay,
the tigers in there,
right,
crocodiles,
right, right.
teeth for the beast, and
So
that's
that's
a precept as well.
right,
Keep talking right quick. Let me find that precept, King.
right. So when we read this Bible and we hear read stuff like that, that's your if you straddling the line whether to believe in this book or not, when you hear these prophets, read these prophecies that came true, like what we just read, when it says, he shall burn with hunger and devour with burning heat, and with the bitter destruction, I will also send the teeth of the beast upon them. When you hear that and read it in the Bible, and you know for a fact that that happened, that should further your belief that this is a true book. It should begin to knock any doubt that you have out of your head, and you should start believing that this book is talking about you.
Right. All praise for that. I found a precept right quick. That's the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. All right. And it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So that's talking about what the Most High was talking about when he was saying, I will heap mischiefs upon them and spin my arrows upon them. All right. He said, fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. You see that? Talking about them teeth, them spirits that are created for vengeance. The Most High have these things set up, waiting as a judgment to anybody that want to go against his commandments. But our people are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hard-headed, stiff-necked.
Unaware. That's what I was looking for. But you're right, though. We unaware of these things because it ain't being taught nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We thinking when we see a lion get loose and tear somebody up, or a dog get loose and maul somebody down, we think it's just the instinct of the dog, or the dog is rabid, or the dog was pissed off, whatever the case may be. Nah, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. And them dog, when they got them sharp teeth, the teeth of wild beasts, scorpions and serpents, hey, they made to punish the wicked. We got to keep that in mind as well. But let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we're going to read verse
26.
Yeah. This is getting into the meat of the class right here, though.
Verse 20. I said, I would scatter them into corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Lord said, I'm going to scatter them, scatter us, and I'm going to make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Read.
Verse 27. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this.
So they saying, we done got to the point where the enemy did something. Oh, we did this to the enemy, and they looking like, hey, the Most High ain't do that. Just like it is today. You got a storm, a tornado, an earthquake happen. Hey, they ain't saying the Lord did it. They saying it's the shifting of the tectonic plates.
Right. And then they credit to Mother Nature.
Right. It's too much pollution. That's why we having these storms. That's what they say. All right. Read.
Verse 28. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them.
You hear what the Lord said, what Moses said by the Spirit of the Lord? For they, meaning we as a nation, are void of counsel. We got a book that's 3 inches thick, and our people don't want to read it nor apply it. We are void of counsel. Neither is there any understanding in them. When we rebel against the Lord, hey, that show we ain't got no understanding. We void of counsel. We'll go everywhere else but to the brothers and sisters that actually care to give you understanding and counsel. We'll go everywhere else and avoid it. Righteous counsel to go for seek counsel. Hey, the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. That's why he said what he said. But they are a nation void of counsel. We getting oppressed by the enemy. We go to the enemy to try to get advice on how to get them to stop oppressing us. Like they gonna give us the answer. Come on, man. We go to them for marriage counseling when they want to see us destroyed. Somebody make that make sense. They locking us up. We going to them for them to stand up for us in the court system. They made it to oppress us. You know what I'm saying?
They try to play both sides of the fence, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Read verse 29, King. Then we're going to move on.
All right, verse 29. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
The Lord saying, only if they was wise enough to understand this, they would consider their latter end. They would understand and think about the future, not about the right now. Because that's what our people think about. How they feeling, the things they going about right now. They ain't looking down the road, not even a week or a month down the road, let alone some years down the road. Only if we were wise, we would understand these things. What would be going on in the future? But we void of counsel. We don't like counsel. We don't want nobody to tell us anything, even though we don't know nothing. We don't want anybody to help us out, even though we in need of help. If that make any sense, how backwards is that? You in need of help, but you don't want nobody to give you help. That's why we backwards as a nation, you know. But we bringing these things out to show you that we got to gather ourselves together so that we can learn and understand and fear the Lord. Because this is what he spoke to Moses through the spirit of Moses to tell us what he already knew about it. All right. So from there, let's go to Daniel chapter 9. The Lord said he was going to scatter us and make our remembrance to cease from among men. Excuse me. Go to the book of Daniel chapter 9. We're going to read 1 through 8.
All right.
I'll read it. Just in Daniel chapter 9, verse 1. In the first year of Darius, the son of Ahasuerus of the seed of the Medes, which was made king of the realm of the Chaldeans, in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in desolations of Jerusalem. All right, so this is Daniel speaking, and this is during the time where Ahasuerus was ruling, the seed of the Medes was ruling over the Chaldeans. All right. Verse 3, it says, I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplication with fasting and sackcloth and ashes. So he wanted answers. He wanted to figure out what was going on. And I prayed unto the Lord my God and made my confession and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him and to keep them that keep his commandments. So this is another reference to show you in the Bible that everybody knew that the Lord was great and dreadful, great and terrible. It's not like the world presents to everybody like he just all smiles and rainbows and cotton candy, now laters and gators. Nah, that ain't the Lord right there. Great and dreadful God. So we got to keep that in mind as well as Israelites, knowing that the Lord will knock you off. He will put us to death as well as the other nations. All right. Verse 5, it says, we have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. See, we depart all the time from the Lord's precepts. We don't even want to open up and read his precepts. That's how we depart from them. But just imagine how Daniel and the people were back then. They didn't have TV, cell phones, video games. They didn't have all those type of distractions, but they still rebelled and went against the Lord and his precepts. Think about that. So how much more are we today? Think about how much of a hold these things that distract us have a hold on us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's grinding for money, you know what I'm saying, chasing after women, video games, TV, movies, TV shows, whatever it may be. Think about how it keeps us away from the precepts of the Lord and from knowing and understanding his judgments. All right. Verse 6, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. We don't hearken to our own people when they come trying to give us warning. We don't hearken to the words of the Lord. All right. Verse 7, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. Confusion of faces. Now, that's what we're going to get into, because that's what belongs to us as a nation of people. As at this day, to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. So just right there in that paragraph or that verse by itself is letting you know that Judah, Israel, all the tribes have transgressed against the Most High. And the Lord scattered us all around the world because of our sins. He said that are near and that are far off. So even during Daniel's time, our people were scattered, due to our rebellion. O Lord, to us belong confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. All right. But one thing we need to understand is that even though it's confusion of faces to us, meaning we don't know who the hell we are, what we're supposed to be doing, how we're supposed to be moving, none of these things, how great we are as a people, why things happen. The confusion of faces is just another word or another phrase of saying shame. Shame. That's exactly what it's going into. But unto us belongeth shame. Righteousness is to the Lord, because all that he does is great, righteous judgment. But because of our disobedience, our rebelliousness, our stiff-neckedness, belong to us confusion of face, shame, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. All right. We're going to get a little deeper into this. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33. Because one thing we need to understand as a people is that the Lord is not about 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33.
All right. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
So you were reading Daniel and wondering, hold on now, how is confusion of faces to us, but the Lord is not the author of confusion? Well, the Lord gave us straight commandment to keep his word, to keep his ways, to keep his judgments, his statutes, so that we would be blessed. He didn't tell us to rebel. He ain't the author of it. So when we decided to rebel, just like he didn't want us to die, he didn't want, when we sin, when we rebel, hey, guess what came into the picture? Death. That ain't on the Lord, that's on us. We brought that into the picture. Just like confusion. We ain't bringing that into the, the Lord ain't bringing that into the picture. He told a man to put a beard on his face, or if he can grow one, have a beard on his face. He didn't tell man to shave it off. Man said, to hell with that. I want to look clean cut, corporate like. I'm going to cut that off. I want to be what my oppressor wants me to be. That's confusion right there. The Lord said, man, wear pants. Woman, put on a dress. Man said, hey, woman can wear what she want to wear. And I can wear a dress if I want to. That's confusion. The Lord ain't the author of that. Man say, I don't want to be a man no more. I feel like a woman inside. I feel like a child inside. So I'm going to cut my rod off. I'm going to cut my beard off. That's confusion right there. The Lord ain't dealing with that. So when they say the Lord is not the author of confusion, that's exactly what it means. But of peace, because if we follow his commandments, that's what peace is. And the Lord told us, seek peace and pursue it by keeping his commandments. Keeping his commandments is a peace offering to the Most High. Let me get a precept on that right quick. Sirach chapter 35, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah. Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 35, verse 1. He that keepeth the law bringeth offering enough. He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. You see that? He that keepeth the commandment offereth a peace offering. Meaning you don't want that smoke with the Most High. You don't want number peace. So I'm gonna do what you tell me to do because I fear your judgments, Lord. That's what it's all about. But going back, let's go to Second Ezra right quick. Second Ezra chapter 7. We're gonna start at verse 20.
All right.
Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 20.
All right. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
He didn't say a few. He said there be many that perish, that die in this life, because they despise the laws of the God, or the Most High God, of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know?
Verse 21. For God has given straight commandments to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
Exactly. Something as simple as don't break the Sabbath, or don't eat pork. Something as simple as don't eat an abominable as animal as a pig, swine, pork. But our people say, hey, we've been eating it. You know, it's good eating. The slave master gave it to us. I love these chitlins. I gotta have them. I need my pork chop. I need my bacon and egg. But the Lord said he gave us straight commandment so that we would avoid, if we kept them, avoid punishment. Now, you got to think about something as wicked as eating pork. You know what I'm saying? We all did it before, but what we're going to do now is check out this little video clip concerning the pig, the pork, that a lot of our people don't even consider. All right, give me a second. All right.
These guys are wearing dresses.
We were raised on pork.
A new study shows chops and ground pork may be full of bad bacteria.
Every mouthful you put in is a mouthful of these little trichini worms.
Why are you touching that?
Pig, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad says, is 99.9% poison.
Don't eat swine.
How in the world could an intelligent man go and eat that which eats his garbage?
The pigs are animals that eat their own feces.
It's an ugly creature. It's a sodomous creature. Yeah, male hog will have sex with another male. You know, you are what you eat, you know.
The pig is so poisonous that you can't poison it with another poison.
The hog will eat its own young. He created the hog from 3 low animals through the grafting of cat, rat, and dog. That pig sometimes bark like a dog. God has divinely prohibited.
God knows what's best for us. And back in the Bible days, the pig was considered unclean.
I can guarantee you 100% that Jesus did not eat pork. Why? Because pork was against God's law, and Jesus lived a sinless life. Therefore, Jesus did not eat pork.
Judge, you know.
You see that? Even the damn Edomite, even though they say that Christ came and did away with the law, he said that Christ did not eat swine because that would have been breaking the commandment. But are we listening to all the facts that's being brought out right there? The things that we just seen about the pig, and a lot of our people will see that and still say, well, hey, I've been eating it this long. Or that's your interpretation. I ain't nothing wrong with that. All you got to do is pray over. Or what the Lord said in Acts chapter 10, what he told Peter. Nah, he ain't tell him nothing like that. Just all of those facts right there lined out. Even with that, they still will not listen.
Oh, you love bacon.
Professor Louis said our bodies weren't designed to be eating unclean animals such as pigs, and I tend to agree with him.
You had something you want to add, King?
Just like you said, man, even our enemies, like we just saw was saying, we're not supposed to eat the pig. But yet our enemy is the main one pushing it on us.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be smart enough. They know they know black people, we're a type of people that don't have a lot of money. So what they do? The food that's unclean, they drop the price on it. The food that's clean, that price is high. So that drives you to the more unclean food, such as pork. You know, you go get a pack of chicken wings, you're gonna spend $16 on a pack of chicken wings, but you'll spend $5-6 on some pork. And you hungry, so what you gonna pick? You know, if you don't know no better.
Right.
Bacon? No, man, I don't eat pork. Are you Jewish? No, I ain't Jewish. I just don't dig on swine, that's all. Why not? Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals. Yeah, but bacon tastes good. Pork chops taste good. Sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfuckers. Pigs sleep and root and shit. That's a filthy animal. I ain't eat nothing that ain't got sense enough to disregard its own feces.
Is that not what we just watched in the other clip? A pig will eat its own feces. If we crap in a pigsty, guess what? They're gonna eat it. If a pig fall over and die in there, the pig's gonna eat it. If you throw a damn spare tire in there, they're gonna eat it. They'll eat your garbage. So why would you turn around after they eat your garbage, turn around, slice them up, and eat him? That makes you garbage. That's why the Lord told us to stay away from it. And I don't know if y'all heard it in the other video or not. It said the pig's so poisonous that you can't even poison it to kill it. Think about that. The pig is so poisonous you can't even poison it to kill it. When they put a snake or something in there trying to kill it, won't even kill it. Think about that.
How about a dog? Dog eats his own feces. I don't eat dog either. Yeah, but do you consider a dog to be a filthy animal? I wouldn't go so far as to call a dog filthy, but they're definitely dirty. But dogs got personality. Personality goes a long way. So by that rationale, if a pig had a better personality, he would cease to be a filthy animal. Is that true? Well, we have to be.
See that? That's them smooth words that Esau used on you to try to get you to go against what you talk about. But nonetheless, pig is a filthy animal. But our brothers and sisters will still say, to hell with that, I'm going to eat it anyway. You know what I'm saying? And as it says, for God have given straight commandment. Let me put that back on the screen. For God have given straight commandment to such as came what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. Now, what comes from us eating the swine? High blood. Go ahead, King.
High blood pressure, gout, you know, heart attack, stroke. You know, that was gonna come behind high blood pressure if it's too far away.
Exactly. The Lord gave us straight commandment. Don't eat it and avoid all of that. We say, I need it. I gotta have it. Something as simple as eating swine. There's so many alternatives to turn to, but we say to hell with that. I want what's gonna kill me, what's destructive. That's how we are void of understanding, void of counsel as a nation of people. All right. Go to the book of Lamentations right quick. Lamentations chapter 1, verse 3. We're going to read 3 through 9. Lamentations chapter 1, 3 through 9.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 1, verse 3. Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction and because of great servitude. And because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen. She findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits.
See that? Talking about us as a nation. Judah, same tribe that Christ came out of, southern kingdom, going into captivity, and we dwelling among the heathen, just like we are here in Babylon or America, United States of America. And we don't find no rest here. Even when we get so-called vacation day, we ain't got no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits. All of our enemies have overtaken us. Read. Verse 4.
The ways of Zion mourn, because none come to the solemn feast. All her gates are desolate. Her priests sigh. Her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness.
So us as a nation, Zion, we do more. We don't even know our feast day. We out here celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and 4th of July. You know, all of these different pagan holidays. We have no knowledge of why we celebrate them, but we doing it anyway. But the ways of Zion do more. Keeping the Sabbath, keeping the feast day, loving one another, having unity, serving the Lord in peace. The ways of Zion do more. Because none come to the solemn feast. All her gates, meaning the lands, are desolate, destroyed. Her priests sigh, her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Our women, they are afflicted. We ain't got no priests, and everybody's in bitterness. Read.
Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper. For the Lord have afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
So all of this is happening because of the multitude, meaning the many transgressions or sins that we have committed as a nation. Read.
Verse 6. And from the daughter of Zion all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture, and they are gone without strength before the pursuer.
You see that because of these things, it said, and from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Think about that. All the beauty of the daughters of Zion has departed because of our sin. Until waking up into this truth, majority of our women, hey, their beauty had departed because they had believed that what the enemy had put out there as a standard of beauty. I think we talked about that beforehand. The enemy has gotten up above us according to the curse, and they have set the standard. Now the beauty of our women is departed because we following after their standard. It's crazy. And what else it say? Her princes are gone from hearts that find no pastures. A hart is another word for a deer. It said we roaming around with no pasture, and they are gone without strength before the pursuer. We ain't got no power, no strength no more. Only strength we have is persecuting one another. As weak as that sounds, as wicked as that sounds, that's the only strength we got. Fighting and killing each other. We ain't got no other strength. Read on.
Verse 7. Jerusalem, remember in the days of her affliction and of her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old, when her people fell into the hand of the enemy and none did help her. The adversary saw her and did mock at her Sabbath.
See that? So these verses like this in the Old Testament is why they don't want us to read the Old Testament, because it's showing you and explaining to you how we as a nation of people were given into the hand of the enemy. That's why the Lord say in Luke 1:68 that we're going to be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. The Lord ain't dealing with everybody. He don't love everybody. We already know this. If you've been in this truth for a minute, you've been reading, you've been studying, you already know that the Lord ain't dealing with everybody. The Bible even says it constantly, over and over again. But we fell into the hand of the enemy. Read on.
What we at, 8 or 9?
8.
9. 8, okay. Jerusalem has grievously sinned, therefore she is removed. All that honor her despise her, because they have seen her nakedness. Yea, she sigheth and turneth backwards.
See that? All our enemies, the same ones that used to honor us and fear us, they have turned away. They have seen our nakedness. Now they despise us. Think about that. Because we turn backwards. Instead of being the light we were created to be, we want to be in darkness. We don't want to lead. We don't want to rule. We don't want to be the image of the Most High God. Therefore, the ones who used to honor us, bow down and respect us, now they despise us. Read verse 9. Go ahead.
I just want to bring something out. And the tribe of Judah, we so far messed up, even, it make our own other brothers and sisters despise us. For we them, not to get off topic, but we just got a lot of our own brothers that hate our good also, because they don't know who they are. They don't know who we are, but yeah.
That's right. And that goes along with what the class is called, confusion of faces. Right. We don't know who we are, what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that shame belongs to us. The Lord put all of this on us because we are rebellious people. And it's been prophesied before it actually happened,
And when you read this, like what we've been reading, this in Lamentation, what we've been reading so far out of Lamentation, and you look back, it ain't talking about nobody else but us. It's so easy to see. It's plain as day.
That's right.
But verse 9. Her filthiness is in her skirts. She remembers not her last end, therefore she came down wonderfully. She had no comforter. O Lord, behold, my affliction, for the enemy have magnified himself.
You see that right there? Her filthiness, meaning our sins, our iniquities, is in our skirts. We don't remember the last thing that we did. We don't care nothing about it. We don't remember where we used to be. The Lord said, therefore she came down wonderfully. Just like Lucifer fell from heaven, just like we fell from heaven. She had no comforter. What did Christ say in the New Testament? In John. He's going to send the comforter. We fell off and lost the comforter. Oh Lord, behold my affliction, for the enemy have magnified himself. Now our enemies magnify themselves over. And we don't even think twice about it. How is it that they have gotten to this level? How is it that they rule over us? How is it that they got control over everything? We don't even consider these things. All we do is think about going to the club, having a good time, getting some money, and living for the day. We ain't thinking about praying to the Lord to turn his wrath from us. We ain't thinking about how the enemy got his foot on our neck, how to get it off. Why he able to do that to us. We ain't thinking about these things. But let's go to the three holy children right quick. Show you something right quick. We bouncing all around because precept got to be upon precept. And as we read earlier, our people have rebelled against the Lord's precept. They don't want to read. They don't want to go nowhere. Let's go to Three Holy Children, or the Prayer of Azariah, chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 14. This is how we are today.
All right. Verse 14. For we, O Lord, become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins.
You see that right there? We have become less than any nation in this world, and be kept under this day. Even today in 2024, December 27, we have become less than any nation in all the world. We under them because of our sins. Think about that. Think about that, Israel. From there, let's go to Hosea chapter 3. We under all these different nations. They ruling over us. You don't give a damn. All we want to do is smoke blunts, go to the club, get some new J's, take a trip here and there. Hey, we gotta raise our level of intel. All right, let's go to Hosea chapter 3, and we're going to start at verse 4.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3, verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an God, and without teraphim.
All right. It says, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image. Without an image, and without an ephod, or without a teraphim. What is it talking about without an image? What is the ephod? What is a teraphim? Let's go through it right quick. All right. Let me see where I want to go. What's the ephod? It's a ceremonial garment worn by a high priest of ancient Israel. So this was a garment that was worn by the high priest. What is that letting us know? We ain't got no high priest. What is the job of the high priest? To go before the Most High on our behalf. That was their job. That was their inheritance. To be among the tribes, to go before the Lord on our behalf, to do the work of the temple, or the work of the Lord day in and day out. You know, making the offerings. The Lord said we would be without an ephod. All right. What is a teraphim? An image of a Semitic household god. So basically going into an image of what our God, what our Savior, what our prophets actually look like. Today we got images of white Jesus, white Moses, movies of white Moses and 10 Commandments. Paul and damn Elijah, all of them being white. That's what we seen. That's what our people got hanging on the wall. The Lord said it was going to for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king. We ain't got no king, without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image. Type of image. The image or the description was actually written in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Let me go into this right quick, if I can find it. It ain't show up. Bear with me right quick. All right. This book right here is called The Early Spanish Manuscript Illumination by John Williams. See if I can blow it up a little bit. Early Spanish Manuscript Illumination. All right, this is a book that was that had the artwork collected, put in this book from over there in Spain, showing that the Messiah and the disciples and the prophets were black. This is the cover of this book. All right. This is one of the pages on the inside. What you will see in the middle is Christ in the middle with the angels on the side. Angels all around. Showing you. Look at that. They got afros. See that? You know they're the angels. They got the wings. Look at it. These are ancient relics, ancient artifacts, showing who our people were, who we are. All right. This is in that book. It says in plate 8A, which that was. 8A. It says, Christ, whose darkened flesh tones now give him an almost negroid cast, is shown enthroned between two cherubs within a great circular firmament suspended from the hands of two seraphs. Beneath them are the symbols of the evangelist paired as a conversation, although the text between the seraphs is taken from Isaiah. The eyes covering the wings of the cherubs and the symbols of the evangelists below are based on John's vision in the living creatures in chapter 4 of the Apocalypse, talking about Revelation. This is the eclectic image of theophany designed to harmonize the visions of the Godhead and the majesty of both testaments. Although such as a theme seems much appropriate for the Bible itself, it is suitable for the commentary on Job. All right. Well, Gregory makes Job an Old Testament antitype for Christ. So this is showing what? This was from Morale in Job of 945. Showing you that Christ was black. And let's move on. This right here is an image of Goliath. All right. Showing you black. Not that they were Israelite, they were Philistines, but they were black, dark skinned. All right. Now that they portray in the movies. All right, this is from the Leon Bible of 960. The Philistines stood on a mountain on the one side, and Israel stood on a mountain on the other side. There was a valley between them, and there went out a man base born from the camp of the Philistine named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. And he had a helmet of brass upon his head, and he was clothed in a coat of mail with scales, and the weight of his coat and his mail were 5,000 sickles of brass, and he had greaves of brass on his legs, and a buckler and a brass covered his shoulders. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam. And the Philistine said, defy the bands of Israel this day. Give me a man and let him fight with me hand to hand. All right. So this was from a Bible from 960. All right. Let's go back and look at that picture again. You see that? So-called dark skin Africans, you know. But when you look at the movies and things today, they always show Goliath as a so-called Edomite. You know what I'm saying? This is part of the reason why we have confusion of faces, shame, confusion as to who is what, who the Bible is actually written about, who is it talking about, who is it written to. Because of our rebellion, we have been brought low, and we don't understand what's going on. But we have to bring our people together and teach and learn to understand what's really going on. All right. Here's another picture right here in this same book. All right. This is talking about Paul right here. As you can see, Afro again, so-called black man. They got their hands out. See this? This is why we got to do research. All right, let me read this. Just to give a little summary. This is plate 10 from the Leon Bible of 960 as well. Said Leviticus is the only book in the 960 Bible to have an introductory full-page picture. Salaki. It's subject to the wilderness tabernacle described in Exodus, where Aaron and his sons are to perform priestly functions according to the prescriptions in Leviticus. Aaron is the largest figure. Salaki, Israel, I said Paul, but Aaron is the largest figure, wearing the golden diadem and voluminous priestly garments. He reaches forward to anoint the horns of the altar with the blood of the calf as his sons join in the ceremony. The Israelite nation observes the ceremonies without the sanctuary, while a dark and fiery cloud testify to God's watchful presence day and night. You see that? Going into this picture right here. So there are many books, many historical documents and facts that prove who we are as a people. We just have to wake up and go do the research, because it ain't hard to find, but majority of our people, we don't like to read, and we don't look into things that on this nature. We don't look into things like this. I put it that way because there's no interest of us to us, you know. But if we understood that the Bible was written for us, to us, by us, then it would take a different hold on us. But that's what I wanted to bring out to show concerning how we would be without an image. That image, they all over the world. We just got to look for them. The teraphim and the ephod. The ephod was the garment of the high priest, and the teraphim was an image of our brothers and sisters. All right. Read verse 5, King.
Yes, sir. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their God and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days.
See that's future prophecy right there. That's why we waking the hell up right now, seeking the Lord. We returning to the Lord. Learning how to fear the Lord, how to keep his commandments, how to walk in his ways. It's in the latter days. That's prophecy being fulfilled right before our eyes. All right, from there, let's go to Hosea 8 and 8. Hosea 8 and 8.
The book of Hosea, chapter 8, verse 8. Israel is swallowed up. Why shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure?
So we've been scattered among the Gentiles, wherein as a vessel where there is no pleasure. That's that vessel that Peter was talking about in Acts chapter 10. When it's saying it was a vessel let down from the four corners and it had four-footed beasts, four-legged beasts. It was talking about us, how we as a nation have been let down among the other nations, these beasts, wherein the Lord have no pleasure. I mean, to be among the Gentiles as a vessel with no pleasure. Because the Lord said that he would scatter us among these other nations and we would have no rest, no peace. All right. From there, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 12.
Hey, can I bring something out right there? And a lot of people be thinking, well, this country, United States, is the greatest place on earth, the best country in the world. You have to realize it's the best country for the people who run it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, like I said, this is not our risk. We so lost. We think the little stuff that we are able to do, a little thing we do have, we think this is great. No, we still being punished. This was a punishment because the little stuff, if you think about people like Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey who got it all, people like Tyler Perry who got it all, in God's eye, they have nothing. So just imagine if we were doing what we supposed to be and we were set on high, how they would feel. You know, they think they got it all. Now they'll really have it all. We would have kept the commandment.
Man, just imagine that though. Keeping the commandments, being in your own land where these other nations feared us. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, I will put the fear of us upon all these other nations. The same way he put the fear on beast from man. He put that same fear on these other nations. Now they ain't got no fear of us, no respect. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got our own land. We don't even know how they feel, what that looks like. Can't even imagine that. Can't even imagine coming together once a month or more, you know, keeping the Sabbath, celebrating real feast days. You know what I'm saying? Being righteous. We can't even imagine these things. Our brothers and sisters loving each other, dressing in modesty. We can't even imagine these things. We think we got to show ass and just being all manner of wickedness just to be in each other's company. It's unreal. But let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12. We're going to go start at verse 6 and read to 10.
Chapter 12, verse 6.
Yes, sir. Jeremiah 12 and 6 through 10.
All right. Okay. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 12 and verse 6. For even thy brethren and the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee.
Read.
Verse 7. I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage, I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the land of her enemies.
So the Lord gave us over to the hand of our enemies. Read. Why?
Verse 8. My heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It cried out against me. Therefore have I hated it.
Lord said he hated it. Read.
Verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The bird
As a what?
as a speckled bird.
It's going into our confusion of faces right there. That's how we have become to the Lord, as speckled birds. We got all different types of shades and colors now because of our rebellion, sleeping around with these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do our own thing. That's why it's confusing for us to even understand who we are. Our people might be light brights, even look like Edomites. You know what I'm saying? To looking like damn charcoal. You know? Now our people are now the Lord's heritage. Let me go back to that. Read that one more time.
Verse
Verse
9.
9.
Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds around about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour.
You see that? The Lord said his heritage is unto him as a speckled bird. Small, but all different types of colors. All these different type of colors. That's why it's hard for us as a nation to believe that so-called Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Native American Indians can be our people because we are like speckled birds. And a lot of our people hate the fact that we have been scattered all around the world. And they can't imagine that we look like everybody now. You know? Let me go back to that. Is that what I want? Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
See that many pastors, the same thing that's going on today, have destroyed the Lord's vineyard, his people. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They got us on the bottom of society. They got us bowing down and worshiping white Jesus, respecting and having more respect for our enemies than ourselves. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. You see that? But a lot of our people caught up in Christianity, they love going to these churches, flocking to these churches to be lied to, you know, to feel like they're a part of something, when they are part of the greatest thing that ever was created. But let's go to the book of 1 Kings right quick, because as I was talking about with the speckled bird, we don't consider some things. Even though we know about it, we don't consider this though. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 11. Now it's going all the way back to King Solomon. All right, I'm gonna read this right quick. It said 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh. So he had some Egyptians, women of the Moabites, so-called Chinese, Ammonites, Japanese, Edomites, so-called white folks, Zidonians and Hittites. These are your so-called Africans. So these is 5, 6 other nations of women. Think about this. I'm going to keep reading, though. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, but surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. So he clave unto these women. He cleaved unto them. being in love, being wide open. All right. Even though the Lord said not to, he did it anyway. And he had 700 wives. 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So just imagine how many kids he had with these other nations. Think about this. So you think they all came out the same color? No. That's why the Lord was saying they like a speckled bird now. And it started with him. Well, before him, but he was one of the main factors behind it. Now, am I talking down on the brother? No. What I'm putting out there is something that our people really don't think about.
Right.
Verse 4, it says, "For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, and was the heart of David his father, as was the heart of his father David. So he went to serving other gods of these other nations, which the Lord said would happen, but he was also laying down having kids with them as well. So that would bring about confusion of face as well, shame, where our people don't know what they looking like, or be hard as it is today to actually know who our people are. All right. And also behind that act, the kingdom was ripped from Solomon because of that, causing a divide amongst us. All right. Let me go down and find it right quick. Verse 11. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee and will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. So the Lord said he was going to split the kingdom up. He's going to split the kingdom up behind him dealing with these other nations, turning and serving other gods. So understand that would create confusion right there. And he would be the leader or the king that was leading and was misleading our people, misleading the masses behind it. So the kingdom was ripped in half. And how you get the southern and the northern kingdom. All right. So from there, we go to Psalms 44 and 15 right quick. Psalms 44 and 15.
All right. The book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 15. My confusion is continually before me, and the shame of my face has covered me.
That's not what I want. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 37.
All right.
Ezekiel chapter 37. So, throughout history and the Lord scatter us among these nations, we would do what? Pick up their customs, their traditions, and we would ultimately lay down and start breeding with them as well, making it harder and harder for us to be able to determine who is an actual Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Now, through the precepts, we understand how that is determined. All right. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the father, who the father is determines who the actual Israelite is. You know what I'm saying? But it's been so long to actually be able to put that in place that a lot of our people are confused. All right. We're going to read this and then we're going to jump somewhere else in a minute. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 37. We're going to start at 16.
All right. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions, Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all those of Israel his companions.
Read on.
Verse
So
17.
this is going into where a lot of our people have controversy with today, the 12 tribes of Israel chart. You know, they can't imagine or even think, how can our people be so-called Mexicans, so-called Puerto Ricans, American Indians, Guatemalans? How can they possibly be that? It's just black folks. Now the Lord said we would be scattered everywhere among all nations. He also said we would be like a speckled bird or like a cake unturned.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got different shades. And we have been scattered everywhere amongst this world that we living in.
Hey,
But
brother.
our people, go ahead, King.
My bad. I just want to explain to them about that cake unturned. You know, you think about it, when you have a cake unturned, that cake that is the part of the cake on top, that would be considered the lighter part of the cake. The one on the bottom closer to the fire that's in the pan, that would be it would be a darker color. That would mean when it said unturned.
That's right. So when you're reading in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, the Lord was saying, hey, take one stick, which is for Judah, take another one, which would be for the northern kingdom, which is Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for the whole house of Israel. Join them together. Read.
Okay. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
And they will become one in thine hand. A stick is wood, paper. Just like we just seen. Where is that at? Paper. All right. Read on.
And when the children of thy people shall speak unto these things, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these?
So when people are asking, what does this mean? What is this all about? What is this sign? Y'all don't know. Y'all can't explain that to us. This is what it's about. Read.
Say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them
Northern Kingdom. Go ahead.
And will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
Read.
And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land.
You see that? You saying he gonna bring them together to make them one stick in his hand. And he said, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes. That's that paper, that's that chart that a lot of our people hate. It shows unity right there. Who our people are, where we need to go to reach them. But he also said he gonna gather the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. So that lets us know that we've been scattered in all lands. Read on.
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all.
You see that? They will be one nation. No more two nations. No more two kingdoms, but one. Read.
Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God.
See that? Now that's what Peter was talking about in Acts chapter 10 when he was like, I should not call anything common or unclean that the Lord has cleansed. Because the Lord said he was going to save them. Let me see. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols, nor with the detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God. So he's going to bring us back together as a nation. Instead of two kingdoms, one nation, one kingdom, to be ruled over by Yahushua. Go ahead, King.
Hey, yeah, just like this scripture was saying, how the 12 tribes gonna come back together. That's why, like in Hosea 1:10, it says, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered." And it says, "And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God." Because once we all come together as the 12 tribes, one nation, that's why we won't be able to be numbered. And we'll be as the sand of the sea, because all 12 tribes, there's a large group of people. And we combine, like, come as one nation. They won't be able to number us or measure us.
And you know, this right here is something we all seen before, which is a route. Let me see if I can blow it up a little better.
Atlantic.
This is basically a map of how we were sent across the world throughout slavery over the years, from the 1650s to the 1860s. All around the world, the different routes that why people were shipped to. I know it's not a very clear map, but it's showing you how we were shipped everywhere, especially to the Western Hemisphere, where we would later on be forced to breed and mix with these other nations as we did beforehand. You know, continuing on in the rebellious cycle that we have been accustomed to doing. But in Baruch chapter 2 and 30, what it say? I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. So all the places that we have been scattered to, in a lot of times, guess what? We're going to start waking up and remembering who we were and who we are. Start moving in that righteous manner. You know, but we got to do this work day in and day out to make sure that that happens. You know, and shout out to the brothers and sisters all around the world who putting that work in, making sure to wake up the 12 tribes who have been scattered worldwide. You know, but once again, the confusion of faith belonged to who? Israel, due to our rebellion. All of this happened because we rebelled. But let me go to Romans chapter 8, verse 16. Romans 8, verse 16. You know, a lot of people would be like, well, I don't know about this and that. How do you know some dark skin that might be an African? Some light skin that might be a damn Edomite. Well, this is how the Lord said that would be determined in these last days. The book of Romans chapter 8, verse 16. Who is who? Got that?
Yeah, the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
All right, so that's how you really gonna be able to distinguish who is who. They spirit gonna bear witness to what's written, and they gonna strive to keep these commandments. All right, because like I said before, the Lord said that we are like a speckled bird, His heritage. Gonna be all different types of colors. You know, let me play this video just to show you how crazy it might be. You might look at this video and be like, nah, I don't know. Let me see where that.
First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Barsham, Yahushai, Barsham Rakar Kadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and I want to say shalom to the elect. Okay, I just watched a video. I believe it's Apostle Kubar that posted on his channel, the GMS Walk and Talk 8, and basically it was called, I believe it was something about hopscotch Hebrews. And in that video, he said that you brothers that out there that are teaching, okay, in Great Millstone, that look like, these other nations, okay, in the flesh, that basically make a video to this in a response to this guy Vocab Malone, man, which is he was calling us the Black Hebrew Israelites, okay, which that's some bullshit, okay, and it's a spirit as well, because I was thinking about this before, but that's the way the spirit works, Now it's the time and the season, clearly through the spirit. So what I'll say is, first of all, my question to you, Vocab, is, am I a Black Hebrew Israelite? Because I believe I am a Hebrew Israelite. I'll tell you, I am a Hebrew Israelite, okay, by the seed, man, okay, and I believe in these words, and I believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Most High and His Son. I believe in them, okay, and I believe that these heathen nations, okay, the ones that even look like me, okay, that are heathens, I believe that they're going to go into slavery, man. I believe that we're going to dash their little ones against the stones, man. I believe that they're going to be killed by the sword. I believe that America, which is Babylon, is going to be destroyed by ICBM missiles, man. And I believe that if I believe that when we're changed, okay, when I'm in the kingdom, right? And Lord willing, I'm of the hopeful elect. I'm Lord willing, if I'm of the elect, that the Lord beams you up and changes me, saves me, okay? And in that moment, what? You think I'm going to walk around looking like this? Okay, the Lord ain't going to have you're going to change us, and then I've got leprosy. Okay, that ain't going to happen. That's for this time, man. Okay, now this is the time of what? We've got confusion of face going on, man. The Lord's going to give me back my melanin, man. Okay, and that's something that I hope for, man. But now, right now, I look the way I look. And I've got a job to do. I've been called to this thing, man, and I've got a job to do, man. And that's the bottom line, okay? So it pisses me off when I see, the characters all around, including this guy called Vocab, calling us the Black Hebrew Israelites, trying to push forward that agenda of these elites of Esau, man. These devils, man. These so-called white people, man. These devils, okay? Trying to push this Black Hebrew Israelite thing on us. We ain't no Black Panthers. We ain't no Black movement, man. Okay, this is black, man. Okay, what part of me looks like a so-called black man? You tell me that. Do I look like a so-called Latino or Native American? My family is from Turkey, man. Okay, I was born in Turkey, in the land of Turkey. As far as they're concerned, they're Turkish. My dad thinks he's Kurdish. Okay, he says his family came from Iran. So as far as they're concerned, and they still believe that. So what does that mean? That means that, hey, regardless of where I came from or what I look like, if I believe, because I'm a believer where my parents might not believe, but I believe, then I'm coming back to the Lord, man. Now, is my father an Israelite? Yes, he is, because he comes from the seed. But does he believe? No. So he's in that heathen state of mind. That's where he is, man. Okay, that's between him and the Most High, man.
Woo! Perfect example right there. You know what I'm saying? Of confusing the face. You truly don't know who is who. You know what I'm saying? This is why I brought that out earlier, saying it's by the Spirit. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Now, a lot of us might be looking at that saying, nah, that's straight up Edomite. But hey, perfect example right here. Drake. Look at his son. Look at that. And what you think that boy gonna grow up looking like? Huh? That's his son. Let me give another example. These two, Tia and Tamara. That's they dad. That's they dad right there. Straight Edomite. All right.
Hey, go go back for a second. All right. Just go back down. Scroll down. The other way. The other way you were going. Keep going. Right there. Right there. Okay. Just like you were reading 8 and 16, what we just read, spirit bear witness. You see, she with her husband right there. Her spirit bear witness on who she was. That's why she is with him. Her spirit bear witness who she is. You know?
That's right. Give you another example. Lauren London. That's her pops. All right, let me go down and read right quick. What is Lauren London's father's nationality? Lauren London was born to an African-American mother and an Ashkenazi Jewish father in Los Angeles. After attending Palisades Charter High School into her second year, London was homeschooled. So she got an actual Jewish father. One of the ones who helped oppress the hell out of us. And that's why she was able to climb into the movie into Hollywood like that. You know what I'm saying? But these are just a few individuals that will have you confused, not knowing, having us confusion to face right there. All right. But even with that, you know what I'm saying? All Israel ain't of Israel. You get that as well. Romans 9 and 6. Because a lot of our people be like, man, I don't give a damn what you say, what the script say. Them ain't our people, man. Ain't no Mexican, no Israelite. Ain't no Puerto Rican, no Israelite. A lot of our people got that mindset.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
So everybody, even those who are straight up Israelites, blood lineage, Lord saying, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Because we still have 2/3 of wicked individuals that won't even claim to be who they were created to be. The Lord ain't dealing with that. You know? And you got a lot of wicked individuals that still going to continue to hate on their own. But they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. All right? And another thing, let's go to James 3 and 16 right quick. I mean, you go on Facebook sometimes, you see a lot of individuals on there trying to make case. I think they had a picture on there talking about the Pope. Saying that the Pope was Argentinian. Saying, don't y'all have that on the 12 tribe chart? Just because somebody say they Mexican or Puerto Rican or Argentinian or American, that don't mean that that's what they are. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes just mean that's where you living at. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't consider myself to be an American, but I was born here. I'm an Israelite who has been scattered worldwide. Just like a lot of us. We Israelites, but we've been scattered. So we take on the name as to where we have been scattered. Just like Paul. He was a Roman citizen. You know what I'm saying? But he was an Israelite. All right. So let me go to James chapter 3, and we're going to read verse 16. Because like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of individuals who will hate the fact that our brothers and sisters are other Northern Kingdom or so-called Puerto Ricans or Native American Indians. This is one thing we got to consider as well. The book of James chapter 3 verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. Envying and strife. Envy and strife, there is confusion, even amongst our own people. Where there is strife and envy, hey, confusion is in the midst of that. And we know that the Lord is not the author of that. So Satan is in the midst of it when it's confusion. Our brothers and sisters have to realize these things. That's why we got to stay grounded in this truth and dedicated to studying and reading and coming back to the precepts so that we know how to move instead of quitting and running, you know what I'm saying, tucking tail and hiding. You know what I'm saying? Confusion is an evil work. And you know the Lord ain't the author of it. So from now, we're going to go to Psalm chapter 71, verse 1. And that's where we're going to end at. The book of Psalms, chapter 71, verse 1 through 5. Because as Daniel was doing, as they were doing in the book of Baruch, he's supposed to be trying to pray this thing, this confusion off of us. All right. You got that, King?
Yeah, Psalm 71, verse 1 through 5. Book of Psalm, chapter 71, verse 1. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Book of Psalm, chapter 71, verse 1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Verse 2. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me. Verse 3. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandments to save me, for thou art my rock and my fortress. Verse 4. Deliver me, O my God, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. Verse 5. For thou art my hope, O Lord God, thou art my trust from my mouth.